Hello, grade 6. I wish that everything with you is okay and that you're staying safe at home. Did you study the first 15 questions that we practiced the day before and the spelling words of lesson 15 and 16? I wish that you are studying and doing your best at home. Now, let's complete the vocabulary questions and start with question number 16. What does the word random mean in the sentence below? Without looking, Larry pointed to a random location on the map. Random location on the map. Here, he was looking in a random way to a location in the map. So, does it mean determinate, distant, unknown, or unplanned? Actually, it will be unplanned. Then, question number 17. What does the word unpredictability from the word predict, but unpredictability, it means not predicting. So, mean in the sentence below. The meteorologist mentioned the unpredictability of the hurricane's path in her newscast. Does it mean expectation, severity, stability, or uncertainty? So it will be, yes, D, uncertainty. So unsure. Let's move to number 18. What does the word hovering mean in the sentence below? Mandy felt nervous while the teacher was hovering over her shoulder and reading her notes. Hovering, guys, here mean advancing, threatening, flying away, or staying nearby. So it will be, yes, D, staying nearby. Let's move to number 19. What does the word impending mean in the sentence below? Impending. Marcus applied for a passport to prepare for his impending trip to Spain. So here, impending. Does it mean imagining, requiring, thrilling, or upcoming? It will be upcoming. Very good. Number 20. What does the word option mean in the sentence below? The word option. The students had the option of doing either a research report or a 6-week project. So option here, it means ability, choice, commitment, or idea. It will be B, choice. Very good. So option means here choice. Let's move to 21. What does the word majestic mean in the sentence below? The majestic castle sat on a hill and overlooked the whole valley. Here majestic means impressive, light, mysterious, or threatening. So it means impressive. Very good. Then let's move to number 22. What does the word artistry mean in the sentence below? The gifted musician played with feeling and artistry. Artistry here, does it mean creative skill, comic touches, a mental picture, or a curved instrument? Here, artistry means A, creative skill. Creative skill. Let's move to number 23. What does the word embodied mean in the sentence below? The energetic young volunteer embodied the values of giving. So, does it mean here embodied means gave form to, made a sculpture of, requested donations for, or started a competition for? So embodied here means gave form to, gave form to. Let's move to number 24. What does the word unearthed mean in the sentence below? The archaeologists unearthed the ruins of an ancient village. So, here, unearthed, does it mean dug up? It's the past of dig. Or broke up, the past of break. Or washed off, or carried away. So, unearthed means dug up. Very good. Then we have number 25. What does the word ruthless mean in the sentence below? Ruthless. I read a novel about a ruthless villain who was defeated only when the heroes worked together to stop him. So, this ruthless person or character means clever, cruel, misunderstood, or mysterious. So, ruthless means cruel. It will be B, cruel. Very good. Like that we have finished the vocabulary questions. Now let's move to the comprehension. To read a comprehension, and then we will have some questions to answer based on this paragraph. Skills in contest. Read the article. Predicting natural disasters. Before answering the following questions. Predicting natural disasters. Let's start to read. Please focus with me. Millions of people watch the weather report each morning. They often use this report to make plans for the day. Of course, predicting the weather is not an exact science. For example, sometimes when the report calls for rain, the day can turn out to be sunny. Predicting natural disasters is even more difficult. Scientists are constantly working to improve their ability to forecast their events. Correct prediction can allow people time to protect themselves. Earthquakes. There are thousands of earthquakes each year. Many of them are so small that they often go unnoticed. Others are much larger and more dangerous. These can cause buildings to fall and create large cracks in the earth. To understand what happens in an earthquake, think about a puzzle. When the puzzle is completed, you can see the outlines of individual pieces. Earth is similar to a puzzle in that its crust and upper mantle are made up of a dozen or more rock plates. Like puzzle pieces, these plates fit together. The plates' boundaries or fault lines are similar to the edges of puzzle pieces. Unlike puzzle pieces, however, Earth's plates are constantly moving. Although extremely slowly, they pull apart, slide under or over one another, and slip sideways along each other's edges. This movement creates stress in the crust along the fault lines. In an earthquake, though, the crust along a fault suddenly shifts to remove the stress, causing vibrations, called seismic waves. Machines can identify and measure the strength of these waves, thus measuring the severity of the earthquake. Right now, scientists can predict where earthquakes may take place. However, they have not found a reliable way to predict when earthquakes will take part. Large earthquakes are often preceded by tiny quakes called foreshocks. Unfortunately, when scientists detect a tiny earthquake, they have no way to know if it is a foreshock. They cannot tell whether or not a large earthquake will follow the smaller quake. Some people believe animals' behavior can predict earthquakes. They point to evidence that some animals begin acting strangely just before an earthquake. Studies into this have found no proof that animals can sense earthquakes coming. Other people suggest that weather patterns might be a way to predict earthquakes. This idea is being researched too. So, what can we do to protect ourselves against the damage of a possible earthquake? Engineers have designed buildings that can withstand the effects of an earthquake. City planners often avoid placing buildings on known fault lines. It is also important for people to know the safety measures they need to take in the event of an earthquake. Then we will move to volcanoes. Deep inside Earth, there is hot rock called magma, which can rise to the surface. It often exits through a raised area of land called a volcano. If enough pressure builds up, the volcano can erupt, shooting magma, gases, rock, and ash forcefully into the atmosphere. During an eruption, the hot liquefied rock, now called lava, flows down the volcano. Lava usually moves slowly, allowing people time to escape. Even so, it can burn buildings and destroy crops. Falling ash is another danger. The ash can cover large areas and pollute the air. Volcanologists know that most volcanoes develop along fault lines. They have also learned that before an eruption, the movement of magma beneath the volcano can cause small earthquakes. Machines can pick up and measure the seismic waves created. The moving magma also released gases. Machines can sense and measure these gases. This ability to detect both earthquakes and gases had helped scientists make accurate and life-saving predictions. This was affirmed in 1991 when volcanologists correctly predicted an eruption of Mt. Pinatubo in Philippines. Thousands of people evacuated the area and were unharmed when the volcano erupted. While scientists can sometimes predict eruptions, challenges remain. For example, though scientists can tell that a volcano might erupt, they still cannot tell exactly when it will happen. Sometimes the moving magma cools and the predicted eruption does not happen at all. Another challenge comes from scientists' limited resources, They can monitor only some of Earth's volcanoes at one time. If a volcano is not actively being monitored, a prediction is less possible. Then we have wildfires. In recent years, there have been several stories about wildfires in the news. These fires often devastate huge areas, while human causes are often found. Many fires are also started by natural means, such as lightning. It is difficult to tell exactly when or where a wildfire will start. However, scientists have developed computer programs that help predict how and where a current wildlife will continue to burn. These predictions allow firefighters to prepare themselves to better fight the fire. In the case of wildfires, prevention is the most important way people can protect themselves. By monitoring weather and drought conditions, officials are able to create maps of areas at risk for fires. This information is often distributed to the public with warnings or bans against activities that could spark a wildfire. The technology used to predict natural disasters is always advancing. Scientists hope the culmination of their work will be the ability to predict these events and keep the public safe. Until then, it is important that people know the safety measures they should take in the places they live. It is also important that people pay attention to the information that scientists and the government make available about possible natural disasters. So, now answer the following questions on your answer sheet. Base your answers on the article Predicting Natural Disasters. Let's move to number 26. What is this article mainly about? It's about what, guys? Prevention of wildfires, why natural disaster prediction is important, where earthquakes and volcanoes are most likely to happen, or how scientists detect and try to predict natural disasters. So, it will be D. How scientists detect and try to predict natural disasters. Let's move to number 27. Read this sentence from the article. Scientists are constantly working to improve their ability to forecast their events. What does the word forecast mean as used in the sentence above? To predict, a prediction, a statement about rules, or to make more complicated. So, here forecast is to predict. A. It will be A, to predict. Number 28. Read this sentence from the article. Like puzzle pieces, these plates fit together. What does the word plates mean as used in the sentence above? Does it mean large round dishes, the contents of a meal, parts of Earth's surface, tools for measuring earthquakes? So, number 28 will be, yes, C, parts of the Earth's surface. Let's move to number 29. Read this sentence from the article. This movement creates stress in the crust along the fault lines. What is the true of the word stress as it is used in the sentence above? Does it mean it is part of an idiom? It is used as a conjunction? It means emotional tension? Or it has a negative connotation? Stress, it has a negative connotation. It will be letter D. Number 30. Read this sentence from the article. If enough pressure builds up, the volcano can erupt, shooting magma, gases, rock, and ash forcefully into the atmosphere. Which word in the sentence above is the best evidence that the word shooting is associated with power and violence? Enough, magma, forcefully, atmosphere. So it means with power and violence. So of course it will be C, forcefully, full of power, full of force. So like that we have finished another 15 questions. So today we will stop till question number 13 and see you after tomorrow. Goodbye.